Table set, the lights are burning low. Maps are worn and dice are warm. It's time to let it go. Heroes born for just one night, then lost to legend's flame. Every tale is different, but the risk is still the same. Like closing eyes, then fate rolls one last time.
Hey, all you role players, gamers, geeks, freaks, and everyone in between. Welcome back to Deacon's Table. This is MiniAdventures number 39, and it is going to be a doozy. We are really excited tonight to bring you Tides of Inheritance, and I'm going to bring out the cast in just a moment. Just in the meantime, I want to make sure that you are all aware that Deacon's Table is a community of like-minded gamers, TTRPG lovers, and fans of Dungeons & Dragons, and this is an all-original campaign setting that is community-driven and modular-based. So if you like what you see, I'm going to have the banner going up and across the screen on throughout the stream, so you can follow our link.bio/Deacon's Table, and the top link will take you to our Discord. In the meantime, let's bring out our players and find out who we've got with us today, and who, of course, is playing whom. So let us start off with the main character of this evening's story, would be Sirenna. Sirenna, who are you and who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Lorelei, and I'm going to be playing our lovely Sirenna, who is a Selkie Paladin Oath of Redemption.
Excellent. And, of course, her spouse and partner, Oswald, who are you, and who are you playing?
Hey, I'm Ace. I'll be playing Oswald, Paladin of the Oath of Glory, following Odin, the god of glory and war.
Combat chicken.
Combat Chicken, aka Combat Chicken, and of course, new to this particular trio that are getting together again would be Cowrie, Redtail. Cowrie, who are you and who are you playing?
Hey everybody, I'm Lindsay. I'm going to be playing Cowrie, who is a Vulpine rogue, foxfolk, and yeah, she's new to this trio, so I'm excited to see where she goes with it.
Excellent. And last but not least, returning to the scenarios. I mean, obviously not the player. He's been with us many times, but the character that he's bringing back is someone from days of old. Gaba, who are you and who are you playing?
Hey everyone, Ken the Friend here. I'm on YouTube and Discord as Ken the Friend. And tonight I'm playing a goblin named Gabrielle Valen. Very happy to be here.
Excellent. Now, where we're at is this group. Gaba was recently at her home in the Middlelands, where she is the assistant at an inn, at a tavern, where she works at working tables. She works the kitchen. She does a little bit of everything, and she's also very protective of her little home grove in the Mistwood, which is kind of like an ether touched area, from the ether bloom. So she's recently come into the town of Kelpwood with a wedding invitation. Well, that wedding took place on the docks of Kelpwood in Croakmire. It was like a main event, and the wedding was between Sirenna and Oswald, which, I mean, it has recently taken place. The biggest difference is Sirenna, for all intents and purposes, is a beautiful human woman, and Oswald is, an ostrich. For better ostrich folk.
Thank you.
Yeah, rat-type bird folk, therefore a flightless bird, and of the ostrich variety. So that is who Oswald is. And then, of course, their new friend, or Sirenna's new friend, Cowrie, being the Vulpus beast folk, who is a fox folk. And of course, Gabrielle is one of Sirenna and Oswald's old friends, who was invited in for the wedding. So they all took part, and it was a wonderful ceremony that it role played out through, or will be role played out through the Discord at a more appropriate time. In the meantime, a ship had arrived, a small royal ship from the island of Nympha in the Seahorse Isles. And it was there to basically pick up the wedding party of Sirenna and Oswald and their companions, to basically be escorted to the island of Nympha for a royal introduction, a royal meeting of sorts. Of course, the royal family and the nobility back on the island have no idea what Oswald is. Oswald is, or anything else for that matter. Sirenna is a once exiled individual who has just only recently been brought back into fairly decent, okay standing with the family and with the other nobility. And that's all thanks to, in part, her aunt, who's a big part of it. So that ship has picked you up, and for the past 2 days, the four of you have been aboard this vessel sailing towards Moonbright on the island of Nympha. So for that 2 days, Sirenna, what have you been doing on the ship?
Probably trying to instruct Oswald what to say, what not to say, and trying not to upset as many people as possible. And answering any questions that they might have had about exactly how noble she is and what they might actually be walking into. And of course, asked Gabba if she had brought her shipment of tea. Because her favorite
Okay.
type of
So
tea.
we'll
is
start
powdered.
off with. So you said you explained, how noble. Do you actually at this point explain to your party how noble Sirenna actually is, or just that she's part of a noble family?
I think at this point it's a little too late to not tell the party what we're walking into. So she actually spills the beans exactly how noble she is.
So that
Oswald's
she is.
jaw drops.
Yeah, she is Princess Sirenna McDermotta, daughter of the king. Is what you are told during this 2-day journey.
She has never given her
Is that
last
so
name.
sorry? So, see, that's what you're doing. You're explaining that. Now, Oswald, she instructs this of all of you, but she's specifically tied a lot of her instruction to you on what to say and what not to say. Are you taking heed of her instruction, or are you just kind of throwing it out the window?
Taking heed as much as possible.
Okay, so you are paying attention.
Yes.
Okay. Cowrie, after this is explained to you, and you see her spending abnormal amounts of time with Oswald, trying to kind of get it through to him, don't do this, don't do this, don't do, and so on. What do you spend that 2 days doing?
I think I just want to hear more. I think this is so exciting just because Cowrie's background, she's not, a very elite type. She's just more of a street rat. So she's probably just absorbing as much as possible and just reveling.
And Serena's pretty much been living like a street rat in the swamps, kind of.
Sure.
So, okay. And what about Gabby? What's Gabby been up to? This is, for all I know, this is Gabby's first time at sea. It's a very good possibility. It is. But at the same time, you're now being exposed. Well, you were exposed momentarily to the swamps, probably for a day or so or whatever. And but what's Gabby been doing during the 2 days?
Well, the first day, she's just been fascinated by the water, just looking around the deck, running around the deck, wondering why there's so much water. There's too much water. It's just started to annoy her. Second day, when Sirenna mentioned that she's royalty, Gabba mentions that she's royalty. She's actually the daughter of the Valen clan boss, which she just recently discovered. And she is also a princess. So she is learning from Sirenna the best she can how to be a princess.
Oh, dear.
Oh boy. Two totally different cultures here, but well, you never know.
Oswald jaw drops the second time.
There may be some crossover. You never know.
So those the 2 days go by, and you guys spend some time in camaraderie and learning about each other's backgrounds a little bit more. And as of course, the morning of the third day arises, and Moonbright rises from the inner sea like a held breath. Pale coral walls curve upward from the water, polished smooth by centuries of tide and care. The harbor is calm. Way too calm for any harbor you guys have ever seen. There's no banners stirring, no musicians playing. You see the docks. There's no dock hands specific at the pier you're pulling into. And as you do come closer, some of the dock hands that are out on some of the other platforms, they pause in their work as the ship approaches. Their eyes linger a moment. It is definitely a royal vessel, and for a fact, this is actually meant for the children of the king and queen.
Mm-hmm.
But so they just kind of look, and their eyes, they watch, and they just watch silently. No more than courtesy will allow them. They don't want to appear rude or anything like that. You're seen and you're remembered, and the thing that gets you as the ship pulls into dock and ropes and lines are being tossed is that no one is rushing to greet you at all.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Well, she didn't expect there to be anybody to greet them. She looks at the party. All right, we may be on our own, and this might not go so well. So let's try to mind our P's and Q's. Let's try not to upset anybody, especially you, Oswald. And let's just see how this goes. I will say she's not wearing her normal adventuring garb. You actually, guys, do see her in a more elegant dress, and her pelt that she always wears on her back is more visible. So she was dressing to look more of the elegant side. She never shows off this elegant side. Like, you guys know her as Rough and Tumble. You guys know her as this adventurer. You guys never see this polished.
He looks like a member of a court.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Oswald is going to wear his casual outfit, which is basically the outfit he wears for more nightly gatherings like dances and balls and stuff like that.
Okay.
I think as she gets off, he tells Gabba
the crew of the ship, they tie everything off and they lower the gangplank down to the docks. And you guys make your way onto the main docks, of Moonbright. And you see dock hands there. They acknowledge, but they don't say anything. They don't stare. They don't pay any more attention to you than anybody else. Actually, maybe a little bit less attention than what you would even expect. You do recognize a figure, though, Sirenna, not far away, and that's Harbor Warden Ilvara. Now, she's very professional, does her job very, very well. She's impeccably polite and very restrained. She knows exactly what to say and what not to say in most cases. And she's kind of standing at the end of the pier as you guys are walking down. What is everyone's manner of approach, shall we say? So, Sirenna, how are you doing it? Are you acknowledging her and who you are? Like, what are you playing into it? Are you trying to figure things out?
I think she always does the polite thing. Again, that's just Sirenna. She knows this is the lady that runs the thing, so she'll go there and direct everybody to go there, and she'll very politely say, hello, good day. How are you doing today?
Okay, so you're doing the whole calm acknowledge. Roll me a persuasion check.
I am good at this. Sweet. 27.
She acknowledges you and greets you with Your Majesty. Welcome home. I see you have brought guests with you as well. And they would be, and they turn. She's kind of looking at you with a very composed demeanor. And then she looks at Oswald first. Oswald, what is your first reaction? Are you trying to recall things that Serena's told you? Are you trying to tie reference your religion?
First off, he's going to try to recall who this person is in terms of Serena's explanation.
She may have mentioned, so roll me a history check.
Basically, he wants to make sure he doesn't screw up. Oof.
Oh, no.
Well, that was a 6.
Okay, so you really have no clue who they are.
Oswald, not knowing who they are, he just goes into his spiel. He goes, "Hi, it is a pleasure to meet you. I am Oswald, son of Oslo, former member of the Knights of the Golden Road in the Middlelands. I used to, before I became a member of the.
Looks at you, you see her listening to you, and she's nodding and nodding and nodding, and then she's kind of looking at you, all sides of you, and then as you're about 3/4 of the way through your spiel, and she turns to Cowrie, and you are basically cutting you off completely.
I was like, hello, I am Cowrie of the Western Isles. Like, trying to,
you're trying to basically put on a bit of a performance. So roll me a performance check.
Sure. Trying to just do what she can. That is a 13.
Okay. Looks at you, not with disdain, but not with what you expected. Like, not with that same reverence look. Like, she's not oohing and awing over Sirenna either, but she's not looking at you the same way she looks at Sirenna. She's looking at you like, okay, you're just like an average person like her.
Fair enough.
Therefore, not a street rat, though. So, I mean, did have some effect. I mean,
it's
at
a
least
win.
It appeared to anyway. How about you, Gabba, as she turns to you, and you, a little one? We don't see many of your folk here very often.
So Gabba's standing there, poised and proper, one hand in the other. Her hair's nicely combed. She's got her yellow sundress on. And she's like, I'm Gabba. Where are all the trees? It's too gray here. And she's just looking around.
Okay. So you're just basically being Gabba. Okay. She nods and goes, well, maybe we'll get into an explanation for that later on. But we do have trees here on Nympha. They're further inland. This is the capital city. We don't have very many trees here.
A shame.
So she turns back and basically escorts you off of the main pier towards the other, the inner workings of the city, where you're supposed to be headed eventually, and going into the inner walkways. So as you move indoors, Moonbright's inner walkways curve like living things. There are coral pillars that catch the light in soft hues of pearl and rose. Courtiers step aside just enough to grant passage, eyes flicking towards you as you pass them by, but then very quickly turn away. Conversations soften as you approach, then resume once you pass. The city does not bar your way. It measures you with every step as you go. As you're walking through the city proper and you're finding that much of the city, also, this is new to you, actually, to all of you. Gabby, you've seen like underground towns and cities and things like that from where you're in your childhood memories. But this is spectacular. Like, this is beautiful. But as for Oswald and Cowrie, this is brand new to you. You're finding that a lot of the city, some of it is open to the air and you can smell the sea air. Some of it is, you look down one way, you see what looks like a bubble holding back water, and you see sea lice swimming by. In certain parts of it, it's just like this beautiful semi-aquatic city that you're passing through. So when you're going through, Sirenna, you're the primary focus of the group as you're leading them through. How do you proceed through the city? Are you acknowledging any of the onlookers? Are you remaining silent? Are you trying to engage in like tradition as you get to certain spots? Or are you just kind of ignoring things and moving forward? Are you leaning on Oswald or standing more independent on your own? Like, how are you proceeding?
Well, first of all, I think she's extremely nervous, and she's extremely nervous about this whole situation, and she's hiding that because she doesn't want to look nervous, even though she is extremely nervous being back here, because she, one, doesn't know how things are going to go, and two, she brought an ostrich, a fox, and a goblin with her, so she knows that probably won't go well either. So she's trying to be as traditional as she can, polite as she can, like nodding to people that she might know or recognize for her safety.
But obviously a little bit on edge.
Yeah, like looking around. Again, she hasn't been allowed here in a very long time. So, again, it's wanting to do it right, hoping she's doing it right, and also being very nervous about this. Like, she's like,
well, you're leading your friends through, and a side alcove that opens towards the sea as you're passing by, and the sound of water echoes softly through the coral arches as you get to the spot. The space here it's like away from prying eyes and people. It's not really hidden. But it's momentarily yours, your group, the four of you. The tide is rising out there. You know it is somewhere deeper in the city. Decisions are probably already being prepared and made. But right now, there's just the four of you before you proceed further in. You're in this little alcove area away from the ears and eyes of onlookers. What's everybody doing?
are we able to touch the water? Is it like...
It's not far off. Like you'd have to go about 15 feet down, and there's like a little pool of water that's there. You can kind of see it. It's not directly open to the sea, but it is open sea water that is coming into this spot.
Yeah, she just takes a breath and goes, okay, so how is everyone doing? Oswald, you're doing great. How are you doing, Red? Gabba, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Like, Kaori would just be kind of like awestruck, just because she's probably never seen anything this beautiful before, so she's probably just trying to take it all in and trying not to make a fool of herself, but definitely like a little bit like little kid at Disneyland for sure.
I don't know how we're going to be received. So they might be nice, but it might not be as nice as it seems, so take everything with a grain of salt.
Okay.
Oswald, how you doing? Remember, no pompous long speeches.
He's like, I apologize. I was just trying to be introductory and introducing myself.
We're probably not the most wanted here, just so you're aware.
I already figured that.
Gabba just sniffing around with her arcane sensitivity. She's got detect magic up and just checking around the place for anything out of the ordinary or off.
Well, as Gabba's going, like you're pretty fascinated as you go. You're picking up wards and glyphs and sigils and people that pass by that have arcane signatures about them. You're getting a sense there's a lot of magic in this place, and almost everything is out of the ordinary for Gabba. Nothing that seems suspicious out of the ordinary, but just like, wow, that's different, or that's really different. But nothing like,
Very distracted.
Yeah. So you guys kind of compose yourselves in this little alcove for a few moments before you proceed in. The entrance to the lower halls is basically unmarked. A smooth coral arch opens downward, spiraling gently beneath Moonbright's foundations. As you descend, the sound of the city fades away behind you, replaced by the slow rhythm of water moving through hidden channels somewhere beyond the walls. Yes, you do see openings like that, which is kind of like a bubble of water where you see fish and sea life going by on the outside. You are clearly at this point underwater, but you are in a chamber or passageway as you're descending. Light dims, shifting from pearl bright to deep blue. The walls feel warm to the touch, alive with faint vibration, as though the stone itself remembers every oath ever spoken in these halls. Things just feel different as you are going and you're moving down. Any last minute things you want to add here, Sirenna, or anybody else? Ask of Sirenna as you're proceeding downwards.
I think as they're walking, I think she like very gently just like runs her fingers like over the walls very reverently, because again, this place does hold memories and such. And she knows how this can be. And she looks at everybody else. All right. Are you ready for this? Game face is on. Let's do this.
Oswald just bows and says, we're going to be fine, my love.
You know that the next room along this passageway that you're taking, Sirenna, is leading you into the shrine of Moonlit Current. And as the passage opens into a circular chamber grown entirely from living coral, a shallow pool fills the center. Its surface perfectly still. Above, a natural shaft allows moonlight to pour down in fractured beams, scattering across the water like broken silver. 3 coral plinths rise from the pool's edge, each etched with tide-worn sigils that pulse faintly as you all enter. The water stirs, responding not to movement, but to intentions. What are you doing, Sirenna?
So do I know what this place is usually used for? Is it like a place of worship?
It's maintained by the priesthood. It's not really meant as like a punishment chamber or anything like that. It's kind of reveal imbalances in the situation. One of the plinths is a plinth of oath, which is basically where you're supposed to speak a commitment. One is the plinth of memory, representing a past action, so like a memory. And then there's the plinth of restraint, which represents withheld force, something that you yourself are pretty familiar with. Yes. So as you kind of walk into the chamber, the plinths activate. You can see them kind of come alive. What are you doing first?
I think she's again very reverent. She's very respectful. If there's a tradition, like if she's supposed to like bow to them or be respectful, I think she will go to the one of restraint and be like, oh, she's upheld her oath to this point where she does not act unless she has no other choice.
Okay.
Like she's being very respectful. Like she's taken off her shoes. She's waded into the water. She's very much, being the paladin right now.
Okay, and you're basically going to the plinth of oath. Roll me a religion check just to see how Kumir's doctrine and everything else is balancing.
Sure.
For you.
All right. Religion. Let me go back over here. Hang on, just gotta get my character sheet. Okay. Where's that at? Okay. 23.
Okay. Everything seems, you're saying your prayers, you're there, you're in the water. As you're witnessing this, Oswald, you see her kind of get into the water, and she approaches one of those plinths that are there in the center portion, and you see her saying some prayers. What are you doing?
Oswald is actually going to follow suit. He's going to go right to the same note as her, and he given that she mentioned her oath, he's going to actually follow suit and mention his oath, and basically touch the note and go, I have been following my oath. My oath is is threefold. I am to let actions speak louder than words, and I am to avoid overly verbose praise.
Okay.
I forget the last one, unfortunately.
All right. Make me an insight check.
Okay. Ooh, 18.
You're kind of getting this off-putting feeling from the plinth at this point. Cowrie, what are you doing as you're witnessing this?
I think
They're standing in front of one of them.
Okay. Yeah, I would just be like super cautious and just like, do we touch it? What are we supposed to do? Like, just so confused about
you can answer.
Okay. I'm gonna tell her what the other two are and what you do to them. Basically, they do. One is memory, and what was the other one?
Restraint.
Restraint. Basically, you take off your shoes. You go to one. If you want one of the plinths to respond to you, and it'll hopefully respond.
Okay. That's very exciting.
You're welcome to try.
I think I'll sit this one out. I don't have any shoes to take off, so I don't know if that's breaking the rule. So maybe.
No, you'd be fine. There's a lot of people who walk barefoot through here.
You're fine. Go right ahead.
Okay, and she'll go up to the memory plinth and just kind of, not curtsy, but just look.
So if you're going to share a memory, roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion, okay.
You got this.
That is an 11.
Okay. And Gabby. Or Gabba.
Gabba. Gabrielle Valen, but Gabba's fine. Gabba already barefoot, so Gabba wade in water and go to third orb and go up to orb and go, hi, I'm Gabba. And even though she's like super strong, she just reaches up and very gently pats it. Good orb, good light.
Okay.
Shows her strength.
Because that thought was in your mind, the fact that you're going, well, I know I'm super strong, but I'm going to be very gentle. So you're showing restraint. You can roll me in athletics to see exactly how light of a touch you're able to do. Or you can do sleight of hand.
Too late. Athletics, 24.
No.
All right, that's fine with me. So very light touch. So what happens at this point, all three of those plinths begin to glow a little bit brighter. And as they do, the current in the center, it seems to kind of ripple a little bit back and forth and then stop and then ripple and then stop and then stays there. All of a sudden, the moonlight from above stabilizes into a single beam, which bounces back from the pool of water and hits Sirenna square in the chest. Sirenna, you are now at this point given blessings of the tide.
Nice.
Once during this adventure, you can re-roll any failed saving throw or allow any other member of your party to re-roll a saving throw.
Nice.
The new result must be kept.
A saving throw? Okay.
So just
I'm writing it down.
as the shrine settles, the coral walls hum softly for a moment. The chamber feels larger, as though it remembers other figures standing where you stand now. The water clears, reflecting not faces, but movements. Crowns worn, crowns refused. Paths taken away from this place and paths that never left. The shrine does not judge, it just remembers. And at this point, you see a part of the wall open up allowing for passage forward. But you're kind of looking in these waters as you're exiting them, and you're seeing these images of, you're not quite sure what they are. Sirenna, a lot of these things are like deja vu and memories and or path not taken type of deal for you. Very surreal for you, especially for where you are. So that's what you're kind of witnessing at this point. Moving forward, though, you kind of go through more corridors and eventually open into the council chamber. It opens directly to the inner sea, which, as you know, is the oceans from outside the island are also inside the island. And you are... wide coral arches frame rolling water beyond, the tide visibly high against stone. Counselors stand in a broad crescent, robed, muted, hushed. Lady Morena, your aunt, waits near the center. Her hands are folded, her expression serene. There are no guards lining the walls. No herald announces your entrance. The chamber has been prepared for witnesses, but not for protection. You are in the front, Sirenna. You're again, everybody's looking basically at you. Everybody's silent, and they're just kind of looking at you as you walk into the room towards the center. What are you doing?
As I'm walking, I'm kind of subtly looking around. Is there anyone suspicious? Is there anyone I need to be aware of? Because I know there's no...
You recognize pretty much most of the people in this room. Most of the counselors you know your aunt. Again, this is kind of a different and like feeling vibe that you're getting from what you're used to.
But again, I'm just being polite. I'm nodding, moving into the room, kind of just figuring out where to go stand, and just trying to not rock the boat as much as possible. But again,
pretty much it seems like the only place for you to stand is in the middle.
Yeah.
And they're just looking at you. No one's saying a word at this point.
What kind of looks are they giving? Are they not good looks, or are they
insight?
Okay. Like how are they looking at me is the question. Okay. So that's nice. Okay. Insight. 24.
Not good.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Not even your aunt. What are the three of you are doing as she's approached to the center spot?
Oswald's trying to be his best to be polite to everyone. He, doing his, pleasure to meet you, pleasure to meet you.
I think as soon as Cowrie gets in there and she knows this is kind of where we need to do business, I think she'll probably switch into her more attentive role and just try and scope out everything, trying, keep an eye on what's going on and just look out for anything that could be potentially dangerous for the group.
Cowrie, you can make me a perception check. What about Gabba? What are you doing?
Gabba's actually just going to hang with Cowrie, and she's going to be like, I don't know you, but thank you for coming. It means a lot to Rena and Ashwal. They're good friends of mine.
15.
Okay. So Gabba's along with you and kind of chirping along behind you and thanking you for being there. Very friendly, very polite for a goblin that you're aware of. And not quite what most people are used to when they meet Gabba, for sure. Everything's kind of going, like Gabba's doing his thing, and Oswald's kind of paying attention to Sirenna. Serena's trying to figure out what's going on. Things just aren't seeming right. You, Cowrie, you're the first one to kind of notice it, that there is something going on. So therefore, you are not surprised as the counselors step back behind their pillars along with her aunt. And in their place is...
How deep is the water, out of curiosity?
Well, for you, about waist deep.
Okay.
You're pretty deep in there. You're pretty deep in there. You see, there is. Trying to figure out where the thing is. There are two or one of these.
Mhm.
You see crouched as they kind of back up. All of a sudden, as they do, it reveals someone who is kind of crouched. You see this.
Wow.
And then you see two of these come out from behind pillars.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh no.
Initiatives. You're not surprised.
No.
Yeah. Like,
No,
An attack, see.
none of us is surprised at this.
well, Cowrie kind of pinpointed that there was something odd, and then she was able to kind of give us a hand signal that you guys all like, oh, something's
Oh, yeah.
going on. So I'm going to have...
I mean, Serena's not surprised, to be fair.
Okay, Sirenna, what is your armor or your initiative?
21.
1. Oswald?
19.
Okay. Cowrie?
10.
Okay, and Gabba?
And I'm distracted with Cowrie 11.
Okay, perfect. So on 21, Sirenna, top of the round. This is what you see happen. You see your aunt and the other counselors kind of step back out of the way, revealing there was someone here behind the scenes that they were hiding. What are you doing? Two of them are got swords and they're coming towards you. The other one looks like he's up to something.
Do I know what they are? Are they assassins? Or are they here to kill us? What's the my brain.
Make me a history check.
Okay. Like, do I know what these things are, basically? Okay. $21.
You know that the individuals with the swords are assassins.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure about the other guy.
And because they're assassins, I will assume they cannot be reasoned with, correct?
Well, put it this way: they're intentionally going past the other counselors and coming towards you.
All right. She's gonna grab her sword and defend herself.
Okay. Are you making the first swing?
No, I will hold my action until
Okay.
they attack me, and then I will defend myself. But
Okay.
being Oath Redemption, she will not start the fight.
Okay. Oswald.
All right, Oswald is actually going to stand in front of Sirenna, as he does, and he's going to draw his pole arm and put it at the ready and goes, "You sure you want to do this?"
That's it?
Yeah, I'm holding an action. I'm holding it.
You're holding your action? Okay. So you're holding an action, so that brings us then to Gamma. You're up.
Do these look like? I mean, these look like a threat. Should I roll insight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not friendly. Not friendly.
Okay. Well, just in case I rolled an insight and got a nat 20. So she's concerned. She's going to actually dive into the water. And then swimming up next to Sirenna, ready with the ready attack action is a reef shark, ready to bite.
Ooh, so you did a whole change.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Awesome. Cowrie, you're up.
Not really understanding what's happening, just seeing everybody else just get ready to go. I would dash towards Sirenna and like flank her and draw my short bow so I can get ready.
So you basically all four of you then now have readied actions.
Yeah.
So once they make an action, then you're going to be making an action. Okay. And that was on 10. On 10, over to the right, where you were just standing, Cowrie, a small explosion goes off. Water erupts. Some coral chips and fragments go flying somewhere else. And as you kind of look up, you see the one guy that's was kind of crouched. He's kind of
You little.
so that's what you see from him. It is now their action, and you see him get up and move away to another spot. And now the others come forward, and they are moving to attack. So they are targeting Sirenna specifically at this point. So you guys have held actions, so you will be able to go at the same time they do, so you get your attacks ready with what you are doing, and we can do it that way. So with the one is approaching right up front. So you're in the front, correct, Oswald?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You're in front of Sirenna. The other one disappears.
Oh dear.
Like goes invisible, or
You just all of a sudden you see like they're splashing through the water, and all of a sudden you see a splash, and he's gone.
wow,
That's not good.
I do have blind sight.
10 and a does a 19 hit you, Sirenna?
No.
No. Okay. So the one in front, or sorry, I meant Oswald, the guy in the front. Does a 19 hit Oswald?
Let me double check.
One missed you, obviously. I can tell you that. He swung once and missed.
No, actually.
So a 19 does hit you?
No, it does not hit me.
So a 19 misses you.
Well, technically, it dings up my armor, but
Okay. Let me just double check something here, too. I want to make sure I'm not doing this incorrectly.
thank goodness I got new armor. Oh, wait, I don't have armor right now. I'm wearing clothes.
You're wearing clothes. You also do not. No one gets their dex, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that does hit me.
Okay. So just so you know, no one gets dex because you're in the water.
Yeah.
Actually, Sirenna, you would still get it because you're an aquatic creature.
Yeah, I am an aquatic creature. I might not
one,
be human.
out of its two, just so you know, Oswald, out of its two attacks, one still misses you. The other one does hit, though, for 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Okay. Now, as for the other one, so that's going to be 21 to hit Sirenna from behind. Does that hit?
Yeah, that'll hit. It's
Okay.
a 21. Meets it, beats it.
And the second attack misses you, so barely. So you did get hit from behind for 7 points of piercing damage. Okay, so you guys can now roll your counterattacks.
Thunderous Smite.
All right.
Okay, that was a
18 to
19.
bite.
What my plus is. Ooh,
So
plus.
who wants to go first?
Oswald will go first.
Yeah.
He's gonna hit the guy in front of him and do Thunderous Smite. It literally says Thunderous Smite. Okay, I'm trying to remember the damage on that thing.
Well, what's your to hit, first of all?
It was 19 plus 3, so 22.
Okay, hits.
Okay, Thunder Smite. It's been a while since I used this particular ability. First time you hit with a melee attack, add 2d6 thunder damage. Okay, I'll start with that first. 3, 6. So that's 9 there, and then I got to do the damage for my actual pike. 1d10. 3. So 12 damage total.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. Spinning around to the guy who hit her. Does a 26 hit?
Yep.
I am using Divine Smite and my longsword. Hang on a second. Let me double.
Just so I should mention, the person I hit should also make a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away from me and knocked prone.
Let me just calculate my numbers real quick.
20?
Okay, so 7.
Huh?
20.
Oh, you rolled a 20?
Roll a 19 plus 1. 20.
It will be.
Yeah, that definitely is a save.
It will be 19 damage for the first hit, and
Yep.
then I have extra attacks. So give me a second to roll it again. And- okay. Uh, 26 to hit again.
Nice.
Hits.
Hey, she's good when she hits. Okay, and then ooh, nice. 8 plus oh, it's 8, 8. Yeah, 12. 22 damage again.
Go up.
And then bonus action make my weapon magical.
Okay.
And that's her turn.
Okay. And Kauri.
Are the guys within 5 feet of us?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I would like to use my twin short blades with sneak attack.
Okay.
21 to hit.
It hits.
Nice. Okay. And then let's see what our sneak attack damage will be. 4. 8 damage.
Okay. 8 damage. Is that it?
Yep. And then I'll just ready another action for
Okay.
next time. Yep.
So you're ready for your next initiative. All right. So Gabba.
17 to bite
Hit.
and 4 piercing.
Four piercing.
17 to bite.
Okay. Top of the round.
Get him.
Sirenna. Top of the round.
I
Good.
am gonna do it. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna attack him. But I am gonna call over because talking is a free action. I didn't know there were cowards here.
I need you to roll me a perception check
Oh.
Okay.
as you're doing this, as you're attacking. And I'm assuming you look towards the
Yep.
arches and say that.
Yep. Because again, this is not, I mean, she knew she wouldn't like, but seriously. I can okay.
Yeah, this actually is gonna torque Oswald off. When the battle's over, they're not going to like what he says next.
26.
For your perception?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you're taking your swing and you say that,
Mm-hmm.
you notice that out of the counselors that step back, you look towards the shadows where they step back to. You notice there were more shadows back there. You
Mm-hmm.
see a couple of bodies floating in the water. You see your aunt
Oh dear.
being held behind one of the pillars by a very large individual.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what you see as you're taking the swing at this guy.
I have a question. Is message an action, or can I send a message?
You can't send a message and take your action. It's
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Okay. I didn't know if it was a. Okay. Okay. And that would be. Question. I have 2 attacks, right? I have extra
Yep.
attack. So I could send the messages one of them, or do I do both attacks?
well because it's your action.
Okay.
You've already you've
Yeah.
you're just taking an action. Just because you get 2
Okay.
attacks for one action, it's not like
Okay.
one
No,
attack.
I was
and
just
one-
wondering. Okay. So, 19. Hang on. My brain lost the number. 25 to hit.
It hits.
All right. I think that I can just do that. Okay. And that would be 12 damage for the first hit.
Okay, he goes down.
Am I close enough to hit the one Oswald's attacking?
You'll have to turn around
Mhm.
and then move to his side.
Okay. Would that disrupt the second attack? Because I get extra attack, can I use the second attack to attack?
No, you can
one?
still do the second attack because you really haven't taken a movement yet.
Okay, I'm gonna move up and do that. Okay. Let me roll for that. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna hit. 19 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. I rolled low. Ooh, that's nice. Max damage on that. 14 damage to the one in front of Oswald.
You stood up.
That's my turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. That brings us to Oswald. You are up, and you now, Oswald, you can hear sounds of combat in the distance.
Unfortunately, we're in the middle of something, so I can't really address that. So I'm going to Divine Favor to give myself 1d4 radiant damage on my strikes, and I'm going to strike this guy in front of me.
Okay.
21 to hit.
That hits.
Thanks.
Okie doke. So 1d10 plus 1d4. Well, the 1d4 was only a 1. 1d10 is a 2. So 3 damage total. As his pike just stabs.
Okay. Still up. That brings us to GABA.
Glancing blow.
Well, Gaba's going for the shins.
Get him,
That is a nat 1.
Oh no.
Here.
Oh, reroll. Gabba, reroll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing.
That's a
Find
little
him.
better. That is 9.
Hey, that is better.
You missed, but at least you didn't hit your companions. Sorry. You're up.
Close.
I think that was worth it.
Are we still just dealing with one guy? Did the
Right
second
now, you're
one
just
really-
dealing with one.
Okay.
But there's battle around you.
Well, there's this stuff happened. What about the explosives guy? He dipped out.
He's still out there somewhere.
Well, all right. Well, let's
He's not
deal with
within
this
your
guy.
range.
Okay, we'll just deal with this guy first. Then we'll deal with that. Okay, so same thing as last time. I'll do short blades with sneak attack. Let's see. Ooh, 26 to hit.
And that hits.
Hell yeah. Okay, and then let's see. That's gonna be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of damage.
And he goes down.
Final.
As he goes down and he splashes into the water, another boom goes off in another part of the chamber. And you look over and another explosion goes off and more crumbling of the coral work and everything else. The guy that you've seen isn't where that boom is, obviously. He's somewhere else. You can all take a moment to roll perception to see if you can spot him.
18.
Anybody else?
Hang on.
7.
8.
14. No, hang on. 17 plus 7. 18, 19,
Oswald's perception is
24.
So Sirenna and Cowrie, you spot him at another spot in the chamber.
Okay.
You see there are guards that have now entered into the chamber underneath the archways that are fighting off some of these other individuals to try and get them off of the counselors.
Mhm.
You recognize a healer in the distance, Sirenna, that's looking over some of the counselors that are down. Your aunt is free and just kind of leaning against one of the pillars that are there. But that's what you currently are witnessing as you see that. So on 4, you have Gabba, Oswald. So Oswald and Gabba, two individuals you splash down from above right in front of you that look the same as this guy.
oh good, more of them.
And 17 plus 5. 22 to hit Oswald.
That's
And a 15 that misses. So 7 points of piercing.
okay.
And a dirty 20 for Gabba.
Yeah.
And an 18.
Both hit.
Both hit. 14 points of piercing.
Oh dear.
That's a lot of piercing.
Okay, top of the round, Sirenna. You see one jump down almost on Oswald's back. And one jump down right in front of Gabba.
Me and Kaori saw where the explosive guy is, right?
Yes.
Call over to her. Can you take him out?
Got it. On it.
And then we'll attack the guy. Actually, hang on. How rough are you, Gabba?
She's fine.
You're fine? Okay. Again, we'll attack the guy in front of her, where Oswald is. Basically attacking the one that attacked Oswald. I got a nat 20 to hit.
Okay.
I remember it's double. I can never remember.
Double the die.
Double the die. Okay. And I am using my divine smite to give myself more damage on this thing. Nice. Okay, so. $36 damage to this thing on the first hit.
Overkill much?
He's bloodied.
Yeah, hit her ostrich.
Bloodied.
Okay, for her second hit.
Yeah, he's bloodied.
You don't mess with Sirenna. You really don't. Okay, so a 21 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. 16 damage.
He drops. Okay, so it's just the one in front of Gavin. Now, Oswald, you're up.
All right. So it's just the one in front of Gamma and the bomb guy?
Which you don't know where he is. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to aim for the one in front of Gamma, and I'm going to do a searing smite. I'm going to cook some fish.
Yeah. And not the good kind.
Dirty 20 to hit.
30-20. Okay, it hits.
All right. Now I got to do the D10 first. A 4. That wasn't too good. Gotta do the radiant damage as well. Another 4, so that's 8. And now I got the damage, which I gotta find out what that is. That would be 1d6 fire damage. Causes the target to in flames as well.
Yep.
4 more, 12 damage, and they're in flames. So they must make a Constitution saving throw at each of its turn until the spell ends. If they don't save, they get 4 damage each.
Okay.
Now, granted, apparently they can if they were submerged in water.
Oh, can't hear you. You're breaking up.
Yeah, they're just so you know, you're standing in water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So
They're just gonna exactly. So,
Fire's not very useful.
but you did some damage. That's good.
He just looks at you like, really?
Okay. Gabba, you're up.
Gabba looks at Oswald like, wow, that was brilliant fire. Now I can see him. Now she goes in for the bite. That's going to be a 23 to hit.
Nice.
It hits.
And a 9 piercing.
Hi.
Okay. All right. So, Carrie, you're moving towards the bomb guy. Mm-hmm. And as you get to him, he's already previously engaged now with one of the guards.
Okay.
And you see, so you can engage him from behind, and you get advantage to your attack. You can also add your sneak attack bonus again because he's
Bomberman's gonna get got.
All right. So, am I close enough though to be able to use sneak attack then?
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. All right.
You get right up to him. He's already engaged with somebody else, so you're kind of behind him. And as you come up and do your thing,
Sweet. 21 to hit.
oh, that hits.
Okay, cool. And then let's do that plus 6. And 10 points of damage.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yes, and then I'll just ready for next action.
Okay. Boom. Cowrie, deck saving throw.
3.
Oh,
Oh, dear.
Boom shakalaka.
oh dear.
Shaka unlucky.
Tick tick boom. For Cowrie.
18 points of bludgeoning damage
Oh,
as you're caught in the explosion.
Ow.
But so is he.
Okay. See?
And you see him floating in the water.
nice.
Yeah.
With the damage that the guard did to him, plus what you did to him, plus being caught in his own explosion he couldn't get away from, and he wasn't able to set the fourth explosion, so that's
It's
probably
like-
a good thing.
This pump as you fall into the water.
All right, so top of the round. There's still one left in front of Gabba. Sirenna, you're up.
I'm gonna kill it. Hopefully.
Okay.
Oh. 23 to hit.
That hits.
All right. That's nice. Okay. 14 damage first hit.
Okay, he drops.
Okay.
All right. Looking around, there seems to be still a lot of commotion, but you don't hear any direct combat anymore. And you start to see the water level start to recede. And you know, Sirenna, that the water level in this chamber can be controlled.
Mhm.
So obviously they're letting water out at this point. And as they do and the water recedes, you see a couple more clerics coming into the room, tending to some wounded. It's not just counselors, but soldiers. One counselor remains motionless, and your aunt is standing over him at this point. She looks a little bit battered. But again, there's a lot of wounds are being tended to at this point. There are definite scars in the room. There's cracks in the coral walls and the finishes where those explosions went off, and from under the strain. Some of the counselors that are still able to are kind of moving back into their positions where they're formally supposed to stand. But their eyes are no longer distant from you. Whatever kind of vibe you got from before seems to have shifted slightly. And the eyes are slowly returning to you. What are you guys doing as all this is going on?
First of all, Kaori, Red, how are you doing? Are you okay health-wise?
Been better.
Are you
but
rough? Are you rough?
Pretty rough.
I'm gonna come over and lay on hands for 12. Is that okay?
Sure. Anything well.
Does that help get you out of danger?
Yes.
Okay. After I make sure my party is okay, like anybody else needs healing or whatever, then I'm going to see if the clerics need any help. If the council or my aunt or anybody else needs healing, basically tend to people first, then deal with the reason we're here.
Okay. Oswald, what are you doing?
Oswald is actually going to follow Sirenna. He's actually going to ask her something.
Hmm?
He lays on hand himself to heal himself up, and he goes, "Was that your family assassinating you, or someone else?"
I don't know. Let's find out. I don't think it was. Because they were also, I saw a guy holding my aunt. So I don't
Pretty roughed
think,
up.
huh?
So this seems more of
He is pretty roughed up.
Yeah.
One person you don't see here, by the way, is your father.
Yeah, that's what she's concerned about. But again, she wants to make sure everybody's okay. And then once that's okay, she is gonna ask her aunt where her dad is and what happened.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Right now, you're going around healing people.
Yep, we're gonna heal people. And
what about Red? What's Red doing?
She'll be getting her bearings back. She'll probably be very confused and wow, Sirenna, you guys have some really weird family history here.
yeah.
Is that like a welcoming party? What was that?
That was a problem, is what that was.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And she'll just shake off, try to get dry.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
Gava?
How much of the water is left? Or is it all drained?
I mean, the surfaces are wet at this point. You're starting to see basically what you see there. A lot of what was covered up, you're seeing bits of actual coral growth and whatnot on the ground. So it's almost like this almost looks like part of the sea bottom that the water was on top of.
So you see a shark just kind of flapping a little on the ground and then just poof back into Gavin. She's like, "Oh, water gone." And she's just sitting there looking
People
around.
are a little taken back by that. They're a little impressed, but they're kind of a little shocked when that happens. And so you guys spend a better part of like a half an hour, 45 minutes kind of tending to the wounded, noticing that the assassins were also sea folk of a variety of forms. There's one unexploded charge left on the bomb guy. Obviously they're looking around. Actually, I don't think any one of you would probably know this. Yeah, probably not. But you know that the 3 detonations that went off were pretty strategically separated in the chamber. Perhaps a 4th one may have done a lot more structural damage, to the point of killing everybody in the room. It could very well have been. You're not sure, but it could have been. At this point, you're standing beside your aunt, Sirenna, and over the course of the next little while, you're kind of filled in on some things that have been going on. Your father is not well.
I knew that.
And is worse than he was before. He's pretty much lost his mind.
Oh dear.
However, he still had certain individuals loyal to him, and she looks over at the dead counselor. These assassins were meant for us, including you. Most likely sent by your father. And then she kind of looks at you again, and a couple of the counselors kind of come over now on either side of her, and she explains that she's been acting as regent. Like your father is obviously the king, but when it comes to all the things being done in Nympha, she's been doing it. His mind's not there. And some of those that are loyal to him, such as that counselor, were trying to take over so that they can get the seat for when the king dies. But at this point, it's been your aunt doing it herself. That's all kind of laid out, and you guys are all kind of being informed of this at the same time, because again, it's not being really kept secret. There's no members of the populace in this chamber. It's just the 4 of you and the counselors and Lady Morwina. that are there at this point. So kind of explaining the situation of the council's divided. There's not very many that are loyal to the king left. There might, I mean, she looks amongst the councils that are still there, and the ones that are right beside her, she seems to trust. But some of the other ones that are a little bit on the distance, on the outlying areas of the chamber, her voice is lowered enough. She says there's still maybe one or two. Some follow me with loyalty, and she looks at the two that are here. Some are hopeful of your return, and they look. Then she looks at you honestly. You've had some interaction with your aunt now a couple of times. She's being very sincere with you that they're hopeful, but they're skeptical. Again, because you've been exiled. They don't, and a lot of people were not aware of it. They thought you just left them, up and left. They don't really know that there was some of the turmoil. They're suspecting it because of the way he is. But you're kind of guided through all this explanation, leaving you with kind of a choice. Sirenna at this point must she must now define your position before witnesses, before the council that's remaining, and before tied law. This declaration is binding in perception and will eventually be made into law in Nympha. You have the option of you can claim the crown from your aunt and become the rightful successor to the crown. You can endorse your aunt's regency for the sake of stability and just let her continue doing it as she's been doing it. And eventually she will become queen and take over her royal lineage will take over at this point on her side. You can refuse both if you choose and just, not endorse her and not take it yourself and just kind of walk away. But those are your kind of options as you're guided through. And your aunt steps back and says, I'll take you guys all to a chamber where you can meet and talk amongst, or you can eat and rest and talk amongst yourself while I kind of regroup the counselors and we can arrange for a proper audience. So they do, and she does that. She takes you into like a back reading room that you've seen many, many times before, with tables and chairs, and food is brought out and drink. It takes a little while because again, there's been a lot of chaos that just happened. But you guys the four of you are left there to kind of relax, recover, regroup, eat, drink, and discuss what's going on. So I turn it over to you.
I think once they get back there and they're relaxing, you guys all know she wears a pearl on her neck, and I think she's just like rubbing it, which those of you who know her very well know she does that when she's deep in thought, when she's thinking, when it's a very serious matter. And she looks over at Oswald and then Red and Gaba. What do you think I should do?
Oswald would let the others speak first before he gets his 2 cents in.
No, I think Cowrie would just, be there to support. Tell her, I have never experienced anything like this before. This is really heavy.
Yeah, this is what I carry on my shoulders.
This is brutal.
Yeah, like as just to kind of weigh it out, like, I mean, you've got Cowrie, who's from the lower end of the society. They don't have this responsibility of duty and all this to people and country and whatever else, right? Don't really understand that concept. Where Oswald, on the other hand, probably has it to an extreme level. Gaba, maybe a little bit of both. But again, so it's just to kind of put things in perspective of where everybody's at. So.
But and then Sirenna did, leave all of this and built everything she had in Mistwood and Kelpwood on her own, basically. Everything she had, she built. She didn't lean into the ability. She didn't lean into her family because they had pretty much disowned her. So
Yeah.
now,
Your father specifically was the reason, was not accepting of your decisions, of any of your choices. That was it wasn't the fact he didn't like your people or the island or whatever, but it was just, it was impossible. It was impossible with him to be who you wanted to be.
yeah. And she became who she wanted to be. And then, but she is also asking the three people who mean a lot to her what they think. So, Gabba, what do you
Well,
Family
Gabba?
always be family, but Rena always be Rena. So do what Rena wants. Gabba find family, but Gabba not move in with family. Gabba stay with Roaring Fox in Mistwood. Gabba love it there.
okay. As Oswald composes himself, he goes, my love. He grabs her hand and caresses it as he talks. Far be it for me to tell you what you should do, but the way I see it two ways. First off, these people are indeed, as they said, hopeful to see you in the throne. It would be good for the people in that case if you did ascend. However, there's also the fact that you're going to likely have a knife aimed at your back at all times from these insurgents. The question becomes, do you want that constant threat, or would you rather live a more humble life? My family would accept you with open arms.
I think she just takes a breath and she kind of nods. You make a good point.
As he's speaking that, and in that regard about you and towards you, three other counselors step up beside him, almost like in support of his words. So you got the two with your aunt. Now you got three standing beside Oswald that are kind of like in support of him. And he's kind of made an offer that his family would accept you.
Mm-hmm.
He still doesn't know what you are. And his family are 100% land-based, plains walker type individuals.
I think she looks at him. Before I make that choice, I think you deserve the truth. Something I haven't showed anybody except for one individual in this room. And I think
there is an open pool off to the side, like the one side of the room.
I think she will move over and dive into the pool of water. And Kaori knows it's coming. And you see bubbles, and then Sirenna doesn't come back up, but a beautiful red and black spotted seal pokes their head out of the water and jumps up onto the coral.
He is doing the Daffy Duck jaw drop moment again.
You actually, and this is from, you're not sure how many of the counselors, like there's probably about 60 counselors in total in the room. A cheer goes up amongst them when this happens, Sirenna, as you come out as what you are. And you hear like a cheer.
And she like nods her head a little bit. And then shifts back to her human form.
A naked Sirenna.
Yeah, pretty much.
and she is afforded clothes by the attendants that are nearby.
That's why I like fish.
So your aunt looks at you and then looks at Oswald and looks at your friends. Did they not know?
No, they did not know. They did not know my last name until we were on the boat here. The only one who knew was Red, because I trusted her a few weeks ago with what I really was.
Trusting in a fox. And your aunt just seems a little perplexed.
I
at that,
trust in all three of the people I brought with me, with my life. They are my friends and my family. I built a life. I built everything from the ground up, not from what the crown could offer, not from what my family could offer. I built everything up, and they liked me for me. They didn't even know I was a princess until literally we got here.
You get another set of cheers go out.
Princess magic, yay!
I understand what would be asked of me. And then she looks at Oswald again. When we were in Mistwood, you remember how I was always so parched and always like the rain?
Yeah, that explains quite a few things now.
Whereas I had thought about going back to Mistwood. Because we have so much built there. But water is very important, as you can see. And
there is, by the way, just as in context, whereas Oswald, where you're from, not a lot of water. Not a lot of option for water, like days travel to get to water. Here, water, but you're also on an island. There is land. There is dry land here on Nympha. It's not like you guys have actually been to this island before, or some of you have on a quest on the other side of it, where the haunted beach was. Yeah, you guys were. Some people were actually already here, but there is dry land and trees and other things here too. So
I think she looks to her aunt. Would they be accepting of a red type bird folk as possibly the king?
You know the rules. He could be Queen's confidant, the Queen's partner. He could never be given the title. I mean, that's sea folk law.
Understandable.
Non-sea folk can never have the title of the noble family and the royalty. But he would be accepted as your partner. Husband. But in the case of your death, like it wouldn't turn over, like nothing would turn over to him.
Okay.
Oswald, despite how he usually is with Glory, he suddenly just says, I wouldn't want that anyways.
And it's not like you guys can have off.
Yeah. No. No.
Half seal, half ostrich.
You can't have any half.
No, we don't do that kind of thing.
No. I think, again, I think she looks at her aunt. If I were to take it, it would end with me. Because I can't have kids. Because I've chosen to be with an ostrich.
Lady Morena basically expresses the fact that the royal line of your family would end with you, and then switch to my family upon your eventual death.
So how do we deal with my father?
That'll be an ongoing situation. there have been suggestions amongst other counselors and the people that he should be locked up. Some say he should be killed.
That is a simpler solution.
But it's the royal family. I've tried many different things, and at this point I just decided to work behind his back, and people were loyal to me. It cost me a lot to buy that loyalty in some cases, and earn it, but most are loyal to me and not to him. We are slowly finding out some of those ones that still, they're not really loyal to your father either. They're more loyal to themselves because they know your father could care less about them.
Yeah.
They just want to put themselves in a position so that when he dies, they can take over. Or when they kill him, they can take over.
Usurpers.
Yes. So there's quite a few around here.
So that'll be an ongoing situation, whether you take the throne or whether I keep the throne.
If I take it, will you still be here to offer
I'm still the
assistance?
regent, so I'm not going anywhere.
What do you think I should do as my aunt, not as the regent?
She's kind of really contemplating that thought, because again, it's one of those your aunt, not your, And then she says, "Well, you are a Mac de Armada. You are a Selkie.
I am.
These are your people.
They are.
This was your birth home. The island of Nympha could be so much more. Your father really was not the most progressive of sorts. You could make this place that much better."
I could. And I've been giving it a lot of thought. Again, she's like playing with the pearl again, because that's what she does when she's in deep thought. And then she looks over to Oswald. Would we be able to leave and come back if we wanted to visit Oswald's family?
You'd be able to. You could come. Well, if you're the queen, you can come and go as you please, as long as you have someone you trust left behind to make sure that no shenanigans go on when you're gone. Which, I mean, any world you could figure that out.
Yeah. I think she looks at Oswald. I think for the betterment of my people, I am tempted to take it because I know what they could be, what they could become with us, all of us. And she looks at Red, and she looks at Gabba. I know you're going somewhere else soon, Red, but you are a good friend. And I would not take that opportunity away from you.
And she's going somewhere else in the Seahorse Isles. She's not going to be very far.
Yeah.
Although you're a little bit freaked out by where she's going.
Yeah. If you ever get tired of that place.
Bad mojo place.
You always have a place here.
I appreciate that. We'll come visit. We'll set up a play date and then we'll maybe meet halfway. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd love to set up a play date and I could take you some fish.
Yes, we'd love
the Seahorse Isles are, I mean, right now her father is kind of like the ruling king of all of them, but not really. Like it's not like one king and he ruled over everything. There's like multiple kings and kingdoms, but he's just kind of like the overseer at this point, but not as much as he used to be in his younger days. So again, the Seahorse Isles as a unified kingdom has kind of fallen down a little bit, and really could be built back up. Whether or not the island of Nympha is at the core, at the center again, is anybody's guess, and that would all be dependent on the ruling class of each of the islands as they go. For the new, sorry.
No, I accidentally cut you off.
I was going to say, Gabba, anything you want to add?
That's what I was going to say.
Gabba just kind of letting things go. She's just watching. Gabba on 15, so Gabba have to go back to work, but Gabba can always take another 15 to visit.
You're forgetting about that. I can take 15. He's gone for 3 days.
Gabba, you are always more than welcome. And she goes,
Yay!
And she just hugs this little goblin very tightly.
Aww.
Besides,
Gabba happy.
I need you to deliver me tea. Remember, I love the Mistwood tea.
Gabba, bring tea next time.
And then I think she goes to Red and gives her a very big hug. And I think she pulls out of her pocket a rock. And she hands it to Red. So this is from here. Douse it in water. And it's a light. It's called a luminstone. It lights for 12 hours. They only grow here.
Wow.
It just takes
This
a little
is really
water.
cool.
Here you go. And that is an item we specifically made for this island.
Oh, I'm honored. This is beautiful.
I trust you with it. And may it light your path wherever you go.
Thank you.
And she goes back to Oswald and takes his little feathery wing and kisses his cheek. You're okay with my decision?
I am going to be with you wherever you go. No matter what you decide, you are not going to be getting rid of me.
And you're
At this point, Oswald is going to cut it off, and he's just going to give her a nice little smooch.
So she kisses him back and then pulls back and giggles and blushes. And you don't mind I'm a seal.
Why would I care? It's just who you are. It's a surprise, yes, but doesn't mean that it is an unwelcome one.
So do you accept the crown?
She does. She looks to her aunt. I accept the crown, and I will do my best to bring this kingdom back to the glory it once was.
Okay.
At this point, Oswald's going to approach the two people. First, Red. He goes, I've only met you recently, but I figured since you helped me and my beloved, I figured I should give you that would be very nice to hear. Here, this is my dragon anti-set. It is one my father gave me, and it is one I wish to give to you now.
So nice. I've never gotten this many gifts before.
Then he approaches. He goes, you help me learn to swim.
Perfect.
And you help me, well, Gabrielle, I guess. Much more beautiful name, by the way.
It's always Gabrielle, just always called Gabba.
But I want to give you something that will earn you protection from my family while I'm gone. He takes off his signet ring and gives it to you and says, with this, you are protected by my family as one of us.
Gabba will actually, she's got a little totem around her neck that she pulls off, and I'll get you the information, but it's a growth-bound totem of vitality. So it'll give Oswald +1 to Constitution and can heal him 1d6 + 4 HP as a bonus action once per day. So she gives him the totem in exchange.
Nice. So with that, we end mini adventure number 39, the Tides of Inheritance. We're going to go through what each person gets. I'm going to start off with your XP. Everybody gets 1,100 experience points.
Wow.
Just so you know, Gabba, that is an ostrich-shaped emblem on the signet ring.
Look, it's Ashwal.
Cute.
As for Sirenna, Sirenna, you automatically gain renown of +2 for the Nymphan Court because you have claimed the crown. It will be a contested crown for the time being, but it is still a crown. Your 3 friends, Oswald, you don't really have to worry about it. But as for Red and Gabba, you can mark down that you have royal audience access in the Nymphan Court in the island of Nympha. So you can write it down. So if you ever are here, your characters are here in the future, you have access to the royal audience.
Cool.
And as well for you, Sirenna, you get advantage on all persuasion and intimidation checks while you are in Moonbright Court.
Wow.
Persuasion and what?
Persuasion and intimidation as long as you're in the new Moonbright Court. You each, for the 3, Oswald, you're staying behind, so you're not included. So Gabba and Red, you each get 120 gold pieces worth of black pearls.
Nice.
And you each get 2 moonlit coral fragments worth 25 gold pieces each.
Okie doke.
Are they magical?
There is an item that's available for one or the other, either for Red or for Gabba. It is a ring grown from living coral. It is faintly warm to the touch.
You should have Red. You worked hard on this and saved everyone.
Oh, I do like jewelry.
And now you have a 3-dragon anti-set.
You have the coral signet of Moonbright. It's the coral signet of Moonbright is what the ring is.
Cool.
Nice.
It gives you a +1 to persuasion checks in all coastal or aquatic environments. Once per day, you can cast Fog Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
And while you are in water, you get advantage on any Constitution save versus exhaustion. So if you're swimming or something, if you have to roll a con save versus exhaustion, you get a advantage.
Cool.
As long as you're wearing that ring. So that's what everybody gets. Everybody's got their rewards. They've got their experience. And thank you very, very much. Oh, congratulations, Queen Sirenna. I don't know who that was. I'm congratulating you.
Yay! Thank you.
So it puts an end to one of the story arcs we've been dealing with, which was the Oswald Sirenna story. So now you guys will have your homeland. Oh,
Yep.
you know, you will have Nympha as your homeland. So Red and Gabba will be returned on the ship. It'll take 2 days trip back and whatever else, and you guys can make whatever, figure that all out. You've got everything there. I know putting an end to the session. Lorelai, you've been thinking about a new character for the new setting. Red's coming as Red. She's bringing Cowrie with her. Ken has another character already. He is Kip. Kip is going to be the tavern owner at the new settlement. He'll be the only player character that, well, so far, that will not have a homestead of his own, because his homestead is the founder's homestead. We'll share with the rest. So I think, Red, you were going to be bunked up with
Fade.
Yeah, Jenny's new character. Fade's not going. So it'll be whatever her new character is.
Yes.
So I think Garrett's new character will be bunked up in the homestead with Thalara. I think either that or he's going to choose the encampment to stay in the tents because he doesn't really want to do the homesteading stuff. We'll figure out when the ship, the Scarlet Tern, returns. I've asked everybody to have their ship picked out or their homestead picked out where they're going to be, so people will know where they're going to be at. But again, it's one of those things you've got to be. I know when it comes to most of us are around daily. Most of us, I say most of us because Oswald, we know you're not around daily. But if you are planning on coming over to Thalos Reach, you will be needing to be around more frequently because I will be posting every homestead that has an occupant on it will be getting at least one post a day. So that'll be activity of what your crops are, your farms, and so on, events that are going on, amongst yourselves and so on. There'll be trade that's required because, again, you don't have enough to sustain yourself. If you've only got chickens on your farm, for example, and you need something to eat other than chicken or eggs, well, you're going to have to trade with somebody. If you're, you need firewood, you need stone for building, whatever, you got to trade that with other people. So, and then of course, Kip is going to be good for trading with everybody because Kip wants stuff for the tavern that he can sell. Or trade in his case because there's no currency here. It's a trade system.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's going to be.
You changed your picture to Kip.
Yep, he's already Kip. We've got some pretty interesting characters. Already we've got Maisie Motion, who's the Gearforged Centaur.
Mm-hmm.
Well, more like a centaur pony, a smaller version of a centaur. You've got, and then you got NPCs like Harwick, who is the big Gearforged individual, who's one of the guards, which is kind of he's massive. And then you got Zahir, who's coming, who's going to be he's the desert elf. He'll be there, and then I know there's a few others that are going to be. I'm not sure who. The funny thing is, I think Garrett's thinking about a Gearforged DN too, which could be fun. Be 3 Gearforged on the island, which will be that'll be something else.
Someone's going to have to build a workshop in the new place.
Yeah, I was going to say
they're going to need something because again, they got to maintain themselves, and Maisie's not good with that. She's from Broughton Burrows, so she's actually constructed. Harwick is from Siliconia, but from what I understand, Garrett wants to be from there as well, and they're able. A lot of them are able to fix themselves, and so on. So it'll be interesting. It's going to be a little bit of fun. So when the turn returns, I will let you know it's low in the water for a reason. There's a lot of stuff on that ship.
I believe it.
Remember,
there's a lot of
Quill, not Will, Quill type.
Yeah, it's going to be a matter of individuals such as Cowrie being involved in purchasing some stuff for the new homesteads, and then getting it all ready when the shift happens. So we've got a week of roleplay in the channel with the ship there stocking up. Then when we leave, the channel gets closed, or all the Kelpwood stuff gets closed down and turned invisible, and then we spend 3 days at sea. Role playing on the ship, and then you arrive at the Stillwater Harbor, and the small settlement there, where most people will be in hiding, such as Harwick and the Gearforge, and will be staying underneath the cargo holds. because again, you don't want people knowing you're there, because as far as anybody knows, you're just dropping stuff off and leaving. You're not going somewhere else on the island, so they're not aware of that. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of fun there. So then you got another, I think, day on the ship until you get to the East Reach Bend, and then you're at your home spots, and then you can go check out your homestead areas and figure out what kind of repairs are needed and buildings are done and whatever else. So yeah, it's going to be a whole different ball game. And then when it comes time to go exploring, oh boy, have I got some baddies for you guys.
You guys can do it.
There's some nasty things on the island, and there's some really cool places to check out too. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, guys, thanks for playing the adventure. I'm glad we were able to do this, Sirenna, to kind of bring an end to your storyline a little bit there. And there's still potential hooks in the future to do a one-shot or something with Sirenna and Oswald here on the island, maybe something to do with the king or whatnot. We can figure that out in the future if you want to. Eventually, even you could run something. As a DM, you can say, hey, something's going on with Queen Sirenna and Oswald, and you need a group of adventurers, whatever. So you guys can advertise that as well. So both of you.
You're gonna have to learn how to play Three Dragon Ante now.
I hope Oswald can swim.
You can do DMs on the island. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna log off.
Learn to swim from Gabba.
Hopefully,
I remember that.
I'm gonna log off, but thank you guys, and I'm glad I was able to make it through without suffering with a headache.
Thank you.
It was good. Now I gotta knock on wood that I can get through Thursdays. Because I'm tired of canceling my Southern Expanse stuff.
Thanks for running it for us, Deacon. I really appreciate it.
This is awesome.
Helping get her to where she is now. And honestly, I really couldn't think of the three better people to have done this with, because it feels like
wasn't my best put together adventure, but I mean, it was kind of like one of those last minute spur of the moment things. Let's throw it together and figure out how this is going to work and that suits.
It worked.
So
it worked.
All right, guys.
Really well.
But thank you very much. We will see you on the Discord. And bye for now, guys.
All right.
Bye,
everybody.
Toodaloo.